Hey, Bob Price here. This video that you're going to see here is based on this song that I created in Cubase. And I'm going to do something I have done before, but I want to give it a little bit of an extra spin to make it interesting for you guys. So I don't know, if you're new to the channel, you may not realize this, but I'm writing a novel called Narrated by Design. And the protagonist is a man that works for a multimedia company, and he's developing his own tarot deck, which is called the Narrated by Design, because it's his own design. And in this novel, it runs into or is guided to this tarot reader, and her name is Silhouette, and she's a real wise tarot reader, and she helps him with his cards to understand, as he develops them, kind of how they relate to him in his life, and there's lessons learned in there. But what I'm getting to, I wanted you to understand the background. So in this book is Silhouette. So she's a tarot reader, and she works as a tarot reader. She's like in her 40s, young, maybe 38 to 40 years old. She has long red hair, and she's very mystical, and she sees things intuitively and has a really interesting way about her. And I'm going to have her talk about this new song that I did in her voice. So she's going to actually be narrating it. I'm going to have a picture of what I think she would look like. And so I hope you like it. And then I'm going to have, there's 4 parts to this song, and she's going to narrate each part, introducing it. And then I will put the part of the song so you can hear what she was talking about. So I hope you enjoy the video, and it'll have some imagery in there, a little bit different than some of the other stuff, but still similar, because I am an artist after all. But I'm also a musician, and I used to compose music like 18 years ago or so. I used to do that. When I got divorced, it was an avenue where I found myself through creativity in the music. So it was important to me back then. And it's important now, but for different reasons. The reason I'm bringing back my music is, well, for one thing, it was really rewarding. Any creativity, any artwork, anything like that just raises you up to a new level. So I'm finding creating music is really fun. It's creative. It helps me to be able to raise myself up to another level, just like my artwork does. So all of the things on this channel enable me to combine all of those parts of myself together and share what makes up me. I like writing, I like creativity, I like videos, I like art and designing things and creating things artistically and working with AI, and I like music and creating music. All of that flows together on creating videos for my channel. So I hope you enjoy this, and I will talk to you on the next one, but this is my introduction.
This is about Bob's new song, The Journey of Hope. It is a 4-part musical story told through orchestral emotion, narrated by me, Silhouette. Thank you for being here. I am Silhouette, a major character in Bob's novel he is crafting, Tarot by Design. I play a tarot reader in his novel. In the novel, I listen to the quiet places inside a soul. I help the other characters in the novel find meaning. Tonight, I want to share something precious, a new piece of music born from Bob's heart, connected to his music muse. When he connects, the notes magically appear, forming the songs he composes. This song shows a journey of a woman overcoming a painful situation, finding herself. It is a 4-movement path through a woman's inner world, her softness, her storms, her awakening, her return. As you listen, I will guide you through each chapter, the way I turn cards on my table. Gently, reverently, revealing what has always been there. Let us begin. This orchestral piece unfolds like a short film told through harmony. Each movement reveals a chapter of her life, not in words, but in textures, colors, and emotional currents. Bob composed it in Cubase as part of his return to orchestral writing, and you can feel that rediscovery in every measure. The way chords can reveal a soul, the way melody can carry a story, the way a reprise can feel like coming home after wandering through the dark. Part I. Introducing the main character in the song, the woman. The first section of the song opens like a soft spotlight rising on a single figure. The orchestration is gentle, almost observational, as if we're being invited to witness her life without intruding. The melody introduces her essence, not just who she is on the surface, but the quiet strength she carries inside. There's a simplicity in the harmony here, a sense of everyday life unfolding around her, her routines, her hopes, the way she moves through the world with a kind of quiet grace. This part isn't dramatic, it's intimate. The strings breathe with her footsteps, the woodwinds echo her thoughts, and the subtle shifts in harmony hint at a deeper story waiting beneath the surface. She is someone who has lived, someone who has dreams, someone who carries both softness and resilience. By the end of this section, the listener feels connected to her, not because of anything she says, but because the music reveals her in a light. She becomes a real person in the listener's mind, someone worth rooting for, someone whose journey we want to follow. This is the musical portrait that sets the stage for everything that comes next. Part 2. The Challenge and Her Inner Beauty. The second section begins with a noticeable shift, richer chords, deeper textures, and a sense of emotional weight entering the music. This is where she steps into the relationship that becomes complicated, even painful. The harmony thickens, not to darken her spirit, but to show the complexity of her heart. You hear the melody you already know, but now it's surrounded by new colors, unexpected chord changes, layered harmonies, and emotional dissonances that resolve into something beautiful. This part of the song represents the duality of her experience. On one hand, she is facing difficulty, the kind of emotional strain that can make a person question their worth. On the other hand, the music reveals her inner beauty more clearly than ever. The complexity of the chords mirrors the complexity of her soul. She feels deeply, she loves deeply, and even in the middle of hardship, her heart remains luminous. The orchestration doesn't portray her as broken, it portrays her as layered. The tension in the harmony isn't there to show damage, it's there to show depth. This section honors her emotional truth, her vulnerability, and the quiet beauty that emerges when someone is tested but refuses to lose themselves. Part 3, Breaking Free and Beginning to Heal. The third section opens like a door being unlocked. The harmony lifts, the rhythm steadies, and there's a sense of movement, not frantic, but determined. This is the moment she breaks free from the person who was hurting her. The music doesn't explode. Instead, it expands. It feels like she's stepping into open air after being confined for too long. Here, the orchestration becomes brighter. The strings rise with a sense of courage, the percussion adds a heartbeat of forward motion, and the melody begins to breathe again. You can hear her taking her first steps toward healing, shaky at first, but real. This part of the song is about reclaiming space, reclaiming identity, reclaiming hope. The harmonies shift from tension to possibility. They don't pretend everything is fixed. Instead, they honor the truth that healing is a process. But the promise is there. You can feel it in the way the chords open up, in the way the melody lifts its head again. This is the sound of someone choosing themselves, choosing life, choosing a future. It's the emotional turning point of the entire piece, the moment where pain gives way to strength. Part 4, the reprise. She finds herself again. The final section returns to the theme from the beginning. The notes are the same, but what you don't see is the woman of this song has gained wisdom and strength. As in life, her growth, although not apparent on the surface, is strong within. This part of the song is a reprise, a reflection of who the woman was, transformed by everything she has lived through. The melody is familiar, but now it carries wisdom. The harmonies are there to reflect her growth. This is her coming home to herself. The reprise shows that she didn't just survive, she grew. She rediscovered the woman we met in the first section, but now she stands with a deeper sense of self. The music feels like sunrise, gentle, hopeful, and quietly triumphant. The orchestration wraps around her like a soft embrace, acknowledging her journey without dwelling on the pain. This part is about integration. She is not defined by what happened to her, but she carries the strength she gained from it. The reprise honors her resilience, her healing, and her return to her own inner light. By the final notes, the listener feels a sense of closure, not an ending, but a beginning. She is ready for a better life, and the music leaves her standing in that new horizon, whole and hopeful. If you have faced something similar, pain or abuse or neglect from someone else, it is your time to cast away that which has hurt you in the past. Let go of the painful memories and replace them with hope of a brighter future. That is the message of this song for all women or a man or anyone that has faced a similar situation. Here is an oracle summary of the musical story that we have seen. If this resonates with you, this is for you. Before we leave, I will draw 2 cards and place them on the table. What follows is my interpretation. I will tell you what I see and what the interpretation is. We have 2 oracle cards before us. One card shows for women that look discontent, and none of them are looking at each other, and they all have expressions of sadness or dismay on their face. The second card shows a woman who is facing the ocean. She looks like she's contemplative. A tear flows down my cheek as this beautiful vision in the cards reveals their meanings to me. It is a message, read my words. If it resonates, this message is for you. The first card opens in a quiet room with 4 women inside, together in form, yet each wandering her own inner corridors. Their bodies share the same space, but their minds drift in different directions, pulled by the gravity of old loves. Some memories glow warm as candlelight. Others sting like salt on an open wound. Yet all of them are looking backward, tracing the silhouettes of what once was. My attention rests on the third woman from the left, the one whose story flows into the next card. She carries a memory that shaped her, a love that broke her open, pain, before it set her free. I see her walking alone by the ocean after the ending, the wind warm reassuring, the waves soft and ambient. In her hand she holds 12 flowers, each one a different color, each one a symbol of hope and good things she would do in the future. One by one she releases them into the sea to manifest her new hopes of a better future. In this time of pain she learned to stand inside her own strength. The moment she discovered the quiet beauty that had always lived within her. The person she once trusted became the teacher who showed her how to return to herself. There was always 2 sides to a sword, and we take within the good side and shows us the stronger vision of ourselves and gives us hope and makes us into a beautiful person that we can be. The second card is the light that rises after the storm. It is the card of awakening, of self-discovery. It reminds us that even the hardest experiences can be transformed, reshaped into something luminous. It whispers that when you turn inward with honesty and tenderness, you will find a person more beautiful than you ever realized, a self forged from truth, resilience, and the soft fire of becoming. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I sign off for now and bid you farewell.
Hey, this is Bob Price. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you on the next one.